Firstly, great test match, great spectacle. Big thanks to, I guess, the Wallabies. I know it's tough when you lose in the last few minutes, and I know it'll be tough on them, but we're delighted with the victory. Also, a special thanks to the people of Melbourne. Fantastic stadium, and I thought the occasion here was hopefully befitted the rugby on the park. So. Be nice to come back one day.
Ian, what did you make of the end of that game, in particular, the delay of play call against the Wallabies?
What do you mean? What do I make of it?
What did you make of it? Did you agree with it?
I thought it was very clear cut. I mean, that they were delaying the kick. He said time off. He warned him. Then he said time off, and then he said to speed it up. Then he said time on, and then he asked him twice to kick it. So. I thought that, I understand there's a bit of contentious nature about it, but it was very clear cut from our position. Probably the other one that wasn't clear cut was when Callaway scored and the TMO wanted to look at what was a very suspicious forward pass, and yet the conversion was allowed to be taken. So there's a bit of swings and roundabouts, but in both cases, it is what it is.
Do you acknowledge that, I guess, from 31-13 to back the way you did, it was a little bit shoddy in the last quarter?
Yep. It's certainly, we'd like to think we'd finish a game off better than what we did. And we got ourselves in a position to do that. And really perhaps what was our strength 2 weeks ago became our weakness in that last quarter, where we let through a couple of tries through tackles that should have been made and weren't made. We'll go away and look at that. But I guess what I was delighted with is it set ourselves up for the last few minutes where we had to show some character coming from behind in a game that we probably could have and should have had a bit more control of. So a little bit like the South African one, the second test there, it was nice to show the composure at the end and some very clear level heads and got the job done.
Sam, that decision to kick for the win to the sideline and not take the penalty for the draw, was there any doubt or question in your mind about that?
No, it's pretty clear in the moment. Felt like we had mauled pretty well through the game, so felt like we had an opportunity there to win the game. Obviously, taking the points would have drawn it, which sends it to next week. So it was a pretty easy decision to make in the end. But yet again, as Fozzie said, we've got to execute there. We've got to do the job right, so we don't give them a penalty, so then they can potentially close out the game.
Sam, there's a fair bit of joy amongst you guys at the finish. I mean, you did win a very close game, so that's natural, I guess. But given all the period that you've been through, to win a game like that in the final moment and to go, get the elusive back-to-back wins, I mean, it clearly means a lot to you guys. Just speak to that.
Yeah, every game means a massive amount to us individually, but us as a team, and we're not hiding from the fact that we've had a bit of an up and down year so far. So to get back-to-back wins, yes, we'd like to, we're in a pretty good spot to finish strongly rather than let them come back with all the momentum. But to get the win is what we always want to do first, and then assess how we got it. And I know Fozzie will have a big long list to look at during the review, and we need to look at those things and work out how we can do it better, because at times this year we have done it well, but tonight we did allow a good side back in.
Sam, 18 points up in that second half. Why couldn't you put them away, do you think?
I think go back and have a really good look at it, but my gut at the moment tells me our discipline, and I think it comes from the set piece. We got penalised a couple of times for closing the gap, so that's just an easy piggyback down the field. That's myself mainly. We can't afford that. We can't give a team that's high on emotion, high on momentum, an opportunity to come into our 22, and they showed. Give them half an opportunity, they scored 7 points.
Sam, James Slipper was saying he played 125 tests, he'd never seen a call like that happened at the end. Firstly, have you ever kind of come across that before in your career? And Dave Rennie was also saying he felt that you need to take into account the state of the game and the feel for the game. Like, if that had happened to you guys, how would you have kind of reacted?
To answer your first part of the question is no, I haven't had that happen to me in a game, whether it's for or against the side I'm playing for. You got to make sure you've got a good plan to close out a game, whether you're up by 1 point or up by more. So, Slips and I have known each other for a long time, and he said, look, we're just going to be better than that, and he's spot on. It's something that I know that they'll review and look at it, and they'll make sure that doesn't happen again.
Can I just say, as a part of your game management, is listen to the referee, though. And so when the referee says time on, you have to play it.
Have you seen it before?
Yeah, I just saw it out there. I saw it very clearly. I heard very clearly what the ref said, so I think we've just got to be careful. We don't, if people think that decided the test match, well, then you're going to go through and analyse all the other decisions in that game too. So I thought the ref was very clear about what he did. So whether people agree or disagree, he certainly had a very clear mind about it.
Ian, back-to-back wins have been elusive this year. What does it mean to finally crack that?
Yeah, I think Sam's already answered that question. Really, it's we're delighted. I mean, there was, I guess what I'm really pleased with is a whole lot of really good stuff in that game, and again we took some great opportunities and got ourselves. We haven't sort of started early in this year. We didn't start tests very particularly well. Now we're starting them better. I thought our intensity in that second half, we took advantage of a team that gave us some yellow card opportunities. But really, clearly there's a bit of focus we've got to work on in that last part. But to come away with a close win like that, and now let's not forget Bledisloe's. I mean, I've had a lot of Bledisloe's like that. Where they've been won in the last minute either way, and it's a credit to both teams. They played some great rugby in that last quarter, and they gave it everything. It showed how much it means to them. So, the question before about we were delighted. Well, here we are. We're delighted more with winning a close game against a team we respect, rather than just focusing on back-to-back wins.
Yeah, you had a period just before half-time where you went up by 2 players. Was that 5 minutes? Were you a little bit disappointed with some of the decision-making? It seemed a bit rushed.
Yeah, I don't think I was disappointed with the decision-making, but probably just the execution of the decisions. We rushed a couple of things. We had a 2-on-1 overlap, and we didn't execute very well. But it was a team that wanted to play, didn't it? We were really keen to play and attack, and I think we had 3 opportunities in that first half that we just forced the offload or forced the last pass and weren't quite as accurate. So, again, we'll go away and have a look at that. But again, I love the intention.
Do you have an update on Sam, David and Quinn?
Yeah, Sam and David went off and with HIAs clearly. And I haven't been updated about how they are now or what happened there, but I will find out for you tomorrow probably. And Quinn's gone off to get a scan. Looked dangerously like an ACL, which is a very, very significant long-term injury.
Did you have any problem with the challenge on him that caused that injury?
Yeah.
Because Dave didn't seem to.
With who, sorry?
Was it Darcy Swain that did that? When he got yellow carded?
On Quinn?
Yeah.
Well, he got yellow carded for that.
Yeah, but Dave thought he was unlucky. He thought it was just a regular clean out. So,
Who's Dave? Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
No, we've got a big issue with it.
Do you think it should have been red?
No, I just said we've got a big issue with it. So we've got a player who's probably going to be out for 9 months, and you're not allowed to target legs on the side at clean out past the ball, so the rules are pretty clear.
Just to clarify, back on the Callaway try you were talking about, is it your understanding that they were going to look at that pass but didn't because there was a rushed conversion that went through?
Well, he was telling the guy to not kick the conversion.
So how? Sorry.
I don't know. I don't know the answer to your next question. You can ask someone else. All I know is he was telling the guy not to kick the conversion because they were checking something.
Ian, did the defence out wide? You got shown up a couple of times. I think you kind of touched on it, but was that one of the steps backward this week? They were able to expose you out wide, weren't they? Where you
Yeah, I don't think it was a step backwards in terms of over an 80-minute game. I think there were some moments there we had, both. We just had one wing jammed in quite hard and the other wing just missed a one-on-one tackle. So, they'll both be disappointed with that, and it's not the easiest place to defend, to be fair. You get exposed and you've got to be really accurate. So, and they were good enough to manipulate that. So, clearly something we're going to have to tidy up.
Was this a step that you wanted to take in after the high of
Yep. I think it was really important. We came here and focused on a really good performance against a Wallabies team that we know is desperate to get the Bledisloe. And so to win it on Australian soil means a lot to us. Up until the last couple of years, I think we've had about a 55-58% win rate in Australia. And so what that shows you is that they've got a pretty good habit of beating us at times. And so we've got a lot of respect for playing the Wallabies over here. And so we'll take it. And like I said, the scoreboard, it was tight and had swings and roundabouts in it, but there's a lot of good stuff in there from us.
Can you just speak to the performances of two of your younger guys on the big stage, Samasoni and Caleb? They both seem to sort of imprint themselves on the game for you.
Yep. I don't think I'll say much about Sonny because you've probably written enough about him anyway the last few weeks. He's going pretty good. I'd like him to score that try though before half time. And Caleb is a young guy that's, he's basically had a year away from the international game last year. Come back in, he's grown in confidence. He's still, he can bust the game open for you. And he's still learning a couple of things based on your previous question.